Hey everybody, it is Bethany Briggs. Here we are with Mindful Moments Class Live, where I teach healthy coping mechanisms for your longevity, flexibility, mobility, and your overall health that with consistency becomes a lifestyle and simply who you are. So today we're going to do like a 4 to 5 minute flow. I did it last night. It ended up being 5 minutes. But the point is there's going to be, like 5 or 6 different postures that we're going to go through. And it's about 30 seconds for each one. I'm not going to have a timer, so I'm going to be counting in my head while breathing. So I hope the same for you. But this is something you could do first thing in the morning. And really, you could do any time of the day. You could do it midday. You could do it before you go to bed. I did it last night before I went to bed. And I felt like it realigned my whole body and just helped me stretch it out. I will be posting the class notes after class, so you'll be able to practice it on your own. But I hope you're doing amazing. Let's just take a deep breath together. And let's just get started. I do want to remind you that this class will only be up for 30 days here on Facebook, but I do post it on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hey. If you're here on Facebook, hey, welcome. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for trusting me with your journey, and I hope this class helps. As each week, we do something different. Now, I do want to put it out there that if you have anything you want to learn maybe, or there's any suggestions for classes, put them in the comments. And on any of the posts that have to do with these classes that I do each Thursday, and then maybe I'll gear a class towards you. It helps me come up with ideas. So feel free to drop some things like, hey, I want to work on something with my shoulder, or I want to find something to help me with this, and this. So, it just depends on what you are looking for. So I'm going to bring you guys down over here. I have my notes. I always like to have notes. And we're going to get started. So we're going to start standing. And like I said, this is going to be like 4 to 5 minutes. This is going to be a quick one where, you just take that extra time for yourself. I think it's important. I do it every day, every morning. I take that time for myself, and it really helps. Really helps just with everything, like I notice I am just a better person. And, so this is something that you do that's quick and easy, and you're going to get your whole body stretched. So we're going to be standing. So I want you to get some water, because afterwards we will probably sit down and just so this will be a little bit longer than 4 to 5 minutes probably, because that time of just sitting and integrating and recalibrating and just letting everything that you did for yourself settle in. So we're going to start out with a couple deep breaths to get centered. We are standing for this. So breathing in, making sure to breathe in completely. Have these be the deepest inhales and exhales you've done all day. And when you're ready, exhale it out. Let it go. So we're going to breathe in. And when you're ready, let it out. And you can breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. You can breathe in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Do what feels good for you. Breathing in for a third time before we get started. And when you're ready, making sure your shoulders are relaxed, away from your ears. Exhaling it all out. So for the first one is we're going to do a side body stretch. So how I like to start with this one is you're going to want to breathe in. Stretch your arms up like you're trying to touch the ceiling. You can't really see mine. Like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And interlace. I think the best bet is to probably push you guys back a tad bit so you can see me a little easier. Right, we've done these ones before. So interlacing like this, or you can have them just like this. Whatever feels good for you. Elongating the spine. And we're going to go to the left side. You want to have your legs a little more than hip distance apart, or, if you want to have a little bit more, that's okay too. You're going to want to feel this on this side of your body. So we're going to the left side, so you're going to feel it on your right. Now you can hold here for 30 seconds, or, because we're going to do left and right side, you could go back and forth for this minute of going to the right. But for me, I'm going to just hold to the left, and we're going to making sure to breathe, and I'll let you know when it's time to move on. Breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, like, if you want to bring like your hand to the side, make it your own practice. However you would like to do it, you can have your hands interlaced or just have one on your hip and one hand above you. And with this one, if you do it this way, you can kind of reach, like you're trying to reach the diagonal of the room and get a deeper stretch. But I do want to tell you, listen to your body. Do not hurt yourself. If your side body stretch is not like mine, that's okay. Now we're going to go to the right side. So I just want to remind you that, make this your own practice and listen to your body. There's some days you may feel more flexible and have more mobility, and there's some days where it's just going to be a slight side body stretch, or it's just going to be a slight stretch, and that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. This is why it's your healthy coping mechanism, because you make it for yourself. So making sure to breathe here. And when you do this on your own, you can follow along with this video, because I'm thinking this is going to be a little bit longer than 4 to 5 minutes. But on your own, you can set a timer and do each one for 30 seconds to make it that practice. Or if you have a little bit more time, hold for a little bit longer. Make it your own. And listen to your body and making sure to breathe, stretching the side. You're now going to be feeling this on your left side. Now reaching up, we're going to go into a standing forward fold. So I'm going to go to the side so you can see me, making sure to elongate the spine, trying to like your hands touch the ceiling, and hinge forward from your hips and go to where you can. So maybe your hands stay here. Maybe they come down farther. Maybe they only go to your thighs. This is all of these poses that we're doing, you really have to find what works for you. For me, I've been doing this kind of stuff for almost 6 years, so I have a lot more flexibility. Maybe you're not there yet, and that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. I know some days I have more or less flexibility and mobility, so it's just really like taking it where you're at here now in this day. So you can also interlace your hands like this and just allow yourself to dangle. Have a little slight bend in your knees. You can go back and forth, or if you're just standing with the kind of like this, you can move to over here. This is also where if you have blocks or like a book, because you're not able to touch the ground, you can bring the floor up to you and you can put that down if you need a prop or a modification. Make it your own. I'm just here to instruct, and then this is where afterwards you just take it into your own practice. Holding here and breathing, doing what you need to do, maybe moving side to side. I'll come to the front so you can kind of see what I'm doing. This is, when you have your hands like this, it's just going to bring more heaviness. So then you're able to just go into a deeper stretch. Maybe you're not there yet today. So you're just where you're at, be where you're at. Listen to your body. Holding here. Now we're going to go into a downward dog. And the best way to do that from here is what I like to do. Kind of in a smaller space. So I got to move a little bit. But so you're in the forward fold. Bring your hands out a little bit and walk your feet out like this. I'm going to have to go sideways. But that way, I'm doing the downward dog. Now, if you're not able to do this, which is okay, you could do a puppy pose, and that's going on your hands and knees. And you want to make sure to line up your hip and your knee, and then you just come lay forward like this. This is puppy pose. So it's a little different than downward dog, but it's something that can be modified if you're not able to do the downward dog. Making sure, you're here in a static, because we're going to be here, and then we're going to go into like the walk the dog out, as I like to call it. So we're just holding, breathing, being in this downward dog. Hoping you can see me. And your downward dog might look different than mine, and that's okay. It's all about listening to your body, as I like to remind you. Don't try to copy me. I want you to do what you can do for your body. Maybe you don't like this at all and you want to do something else, and there's something that feels better, and that's okay too. So now we're going to walk the dog, and that just means going like this. You're like you're moving your legs like you're walking. Now, if you're in the puppy pose, just hold. Just hold in that puppy pose. A minute there is great as well. Or maybe you don't want to walk the dog, so just hold in a upward or downward facing dog. This is also technically an inversion, and inversions are really great for your body as well. So, making it your own and making sure to breathe. So now we're going to go into a cobra. And I think the best bet is to lay down. So you want to lay on the ground like this. Now so you see how I'm laying down. Put your hands underneath your shoulders. Prop yourself up. Maybe you just do a slight cobra like this, or you want to go into a full cobra where you go like this. And you're just going to have your legs stay back like that. You're not moving your legs, just more for the upper body, the back. Making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And just hold here and breathe. And this is a little bit active. So you may notice that you get a little warm. And that's great too. Because you're moving your body in a healthy way. You're focusing on your flexibility, your mobility, your longevity, your health, and your healthy coping mechanisms. Holding here and breathing. Making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Hello, Patricia. I hope you're doing amazing. Thanks for joining. Hope you're enjoying class. And I hope everyone is enjoying class. Now we're going to go into child's pose. So this one, I like to spread my knees out. And then you're just going to sit back on your heels. I'll go to the side so you can see. Sit back on your heels and then bring your hands out in front of you. Now, if you have the flexibility to bring your head to the floor, great. If not, you can grab a pillow, a book, if you have a block, or a blanket, something that you can fold up to rest your head on. But if not, that's why spreading your knees like I did, it helps you get down lower. You could also do this with your knees together, or, play around with it. You may like something a little bit more, maybe a different day you're going to like this type of child pose that we're doing, and then the next day you want to have your knees together. It's really up to you. Just holding here and breathing. And then also, if your butt doesn't get to your heels, as mine's not, but it's not uncomfortable for me. But for some people, it might be uncomfortable. So you may want to put like a blanket or a pillow on top of your heels. So that way your butt is resting on top of that. So you have a little bit more restoration. Like I said, it's a 30-second hold. So you might not need that. Now, if you're going to hold this longer, that's where you might need the modifications and the props. Just remembering to breathe. And then we'll be going into the last pose. Coming on up, and now we're going to go into a seated forward fold. So as you saw, we started standing and now we're ending seated. So it's like that flow of like going up and then coming down. So having your legs out in front of you, this is going to be similar to a standing forward fold that we did. So elongating the spine, raising your hands up, and then hinging forward at the hips. And if you touch your toes, great. If not, meet yourself where you're at. Maybe this is all you do. Maybe you're at your shins. Maybe you're just here. Maybe you're barely, folding forward, and that's okay too. So for me, I can go farther, and maybe you go farther than your feet. And this is also where you could bring in, let's say you have like a strap or like resistance bands, and you can help yourself get down lower. But meet yourself where you're at. Holding and breathing. Really going to feel this in the lower body, the hamstrings, the legs. And also, this one's great for your bladder and kidneys. As this is the last pose for the class. And we did a full body stretch. That would be great for the morning, great for night, great for midday, great for any time of the day. And you don't have to hold these as long as we're doing. You can do them quickly through if you don't have 4 to 5 minutes. This class is going to be a little bit longer because there's the instructions behind it, so I want to make sure to give you all the information. And that's where you can take it on your own with the class notes and make it at your own practice. I think that's important too. And that's why I provide the notes, so you can do it at your own pace. My suggestion is to hold for 30 seconds, but maybe you just want to go through this quickly. Or maybe you want to make it a longer practice and hold for a minute, 2 minutes, whatever feels good for you. The most important thing, as I keep saying, is that you listen to your body and meet yourself where you're at. So coming on up, now we're going to go into easy pose. As this is that time where we're going to integrate, reflect a little bit, make it situated, maybe on some water, and just sit and breathe, closing the eyes. You could also lay down into corpse pose, or just which is just laying on your back with your shoulders behind you, like nestled back, and arms beside you. I can show you real quick, just so you can get an idea what I mean. So you lay down, and you just lay here, corpse pose. And that's a great way to end the practice, but you can also sit in a meditative seat and end the practice. So we're just going to sit here for a couple breaths and just notice where you're at. Maybe you want to think about some gratitude. Maybe you just want to breathe. Just integrate the practice. I know for me, I feel like that was exactly what I was needing right now. And this is also where you can take this ending. You can have it short, you can have it long. All of this stuff is able to be modified to make it your own, and you can extend it out as much as you would like. So now let's take 3 deep breaths together as we breathe in to close out class. Relaxing the shoulders and exhaling it out. And I recommend breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth for these 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Inhaling. And exhaling. Wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, coming back into the present moment even more, bringing your hands to your heart as we close out with a quick little prayer. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us together. May we be guided by you each day. May we walk in your presence. May you give us the comfort that we need, as you always provide what we need when we need it. Dear Lord, may we look to you, reveal, guide, comfort, protect, show us the way, light the path as we move one step at a time. Amen. And God bless you. Thanks for joining. Sending you all so much love. I hope you enjoyed class. Let me know what you thought. I will be posting up the notes so you can take this, do it on your own, and get into that consistency. And having those healthy coping mechanisms help. So thank you again for joining. You can share this with others. I do accept stars and tips if that's something you feel like doing, but that is not an obligation. Sharing, commenting, and engaging helps me as well. I just want to get this service of healthy coping mechanisms out to the world, as there's so many unhealthy coping mechanisms that really just mask. And what I'm teaching is something that's going to help you not mask. It's going to help you work through things and come out on a more positive light. And I do say lean into God, because he's the way, the truth, and the life. And I hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you next Thursday. I'm not sure exactly what time, but I'm thinking around this time again. But I will keep you updated. Check out the weekly schedule, as I keep that pinned in the top of my page so you can see what's going on throughout the week. And each Saturday I post up a new one so you know when. And then Wednesdays I do post up a reminder, and that will have the time. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. God bless you. I'll see you soon. I'll see you throughout the week. And thank you again for being here. I appreciate you guys. See you soon.